Yes, dear viewers, my name again is David Kamanzi, and I'm happy to come and talk to you today about paying yourself in your business. And so this kept on growing in me in my journey of doing my business. I realized that there are dangers when you don't know how much you're working for, because at the end of the day you're going to find that you have eaten everything. You don't know your pay, you don't know, and you don't know what you're working for. And when you don't know that in your mind, you cannot get the excitement, the zeal, the guts to do business. You have to know how much you're working for. And so in this business experience I have had, I then had messed it all, because I would make money, and then there would come things on the way, and I realized, we have some sick people, the bills have come, all these things. You want to buy a new shirt, you want to buy a new shoe, and a good phone has come on the market. You want all these things. But if you don't realize, we don't understand what you're working for, I found myself paying for the things I did not want, but because you have money on you, you want to spend money. I need this. I need this. So you have to really be careful. And so in the journey, I learned an envelope idea. I had not then opened up an account, and so I wanted to have my bank and try to be organized. So I came up with an envelope idea, because I wanted to know. I knew that let's say in a month, this is what I'm working for. This is how much I make. That comes out of my business, the total that comes out of my business. And I wanted to see those things that are so important in my business, those things that are worthy paying for. And so the number one thing I wanted to know, how much am I working for? On top of all the, so I bought the envelopes. I wanted to know that I need, at the end of the day, to keep myself in my business in good shape. So let's say my transport business, I needed to change tires on the cars, I needed to do the service, I needed to put some money for just in case of anything. Some people can afford to insurance, but I realized that time I could not afford insurance, so I needed to came up with an envelope idea as my insurance, just in case the car has a problem. So I made sure that each time I got all the money I make for the whole month, I wanted to put aside some money in an envelope, just in case of anything. I knew I had some money kept somewhere. If I run out of tires, if I need to do a service, all this, and I make sure that every month my money comes in my business. Each time I get a check from my account, from my business, I put some money. Whether the car has done the service or not, I wanted to put some money aside for just in case of anything. Something can come and it's big, it needs big money, and you've just been putting just a few shillings on a side. So I came up with a figure and said, this is what I will be putting down each month. So and then also some of you people, you're going to realize that the business is the only source of your income, is where you provide for your medication, all your home needs. So you want to know how you want to know some of those things you spend money on, some electricity bills, water bills, medication. Again, as you do business, you have to really be in good shape. You have to be healthy. You have to, and so I knew I was going to be taking some anti-malaria and all, health, keep myself healthy. So I said I needed to have an envelope for my medication, and so I put it down. Also, I saved some money. Whether I'm sick or not, I know I have some money for my healthy. I want to really be healthy to do business. You want to be healthy. You don't want to be sick all the time. You're supposed to be going. You have customers, they need this, and you're sick and you're complaining. You're going to ruin your business. So you have to really be shape. Put yourself, make sure that you're healthy. So I put aside some money for my health. So you can call it health insurance to those who can afford to pay for insurance. So I made my health insurance in form of an envelope. I put an envelope for my medication. Each time I am sick, I'm not going to get money for the business into my treatment. I have an envelope. Each time I can get some money in this envelope. And some other things you want to pay for, if you don't have another source of income, you have to know some of those things. And say you want to pay for your water bills, electricity, household, all those things. Put maybe some money also aside for those things, and then you're done. But after then you realize you want to know your salary. How much are you working for? What keeps you in business? What keeps the excitement and the guts of doing business is what you're working for, which is your pay, your salary. You have to really make sure that you know your salary. After all, you have paid all these things, you have your business in good shape, you have paid your legal insurances, your legal government taxes and everything. Then ask yourself, how much do I pay myself? And so you come up with a figure and say, okay, this is my salary. This is my salary. Then put an envelope, take an envelope. This is what I used to do. I take an envelope, I put my salary each day. I am a Christian, so I believe in giving tithe. Out of my salary, I also took out my tithe. I gave my tithe, and because I wanted God to bless my business. And so I took my tithe, and out of my salary, that's where I get also a love offering. I have people I want to bless. I get I want my business to be blessed, so I want to give a tithe so that my business be blessed. So I put my tithe aside out of my income, out of my salary.